Right, so just in case, my first video was in portrait. I'm just recording an hour and just a wee impromptu video. I'm going to be assembling a gazebo that I bought last night, fairly cheap, less than £100, and it's to be set up today for somebody's birthday, so you can have a bit of party out in the garden and have a few shandies. So it's in the box here behind me, and we'll get going. So this is what's been purchased. It's about height 265 centimeters, width 250, about 250. So it's quite large. It looked okay assembled in the shop, but we'll see what my efforts bring with it. So I'll get the camera, and by camera I mean my phone, set up and get this box opened, and we'll see what's inside. So you can see here it's all sellotaped down. These straps here actually are taped down, which I'm sure there must be some benefit for, but it makes a bit of a bugger trying to carry it around the shop when you can hear, you know, it's full of, I guess, bits of metal and canvas or whatever it is, and it's quite long, so it's just long, heavy and awkward, and you can't get the strips to grab hold of. Something else then, I'm going to be using a safety knife for it, so it just looks like an ordinary knife for cutting, but it's a spring-loaded blade. Ignore the rustiness of the blade, but it's spring-loaded, so as soon as I'm finished with it and let go, it springs back in out of the way, so I'm not leaving a live blade lying around. If I cut myself and start bleeding out in the patio, don't forget to call 911. Okay, let's see what we have. Okay, lots of, it looks like, well, it doesn't quite look powder coated. It's fairly light metal. It's coated, I'm sure that'll give it some protection for a while, but it's probably not the strongest. Small bag of parts. I have to get those laid out and see what's in those. And apart from that, then there's the instructions, hopefully. This is the covering for it, and instructions. Anyone doing it? Oh, yeah, I can make instructions in here. Please. Yes. Okay, so this is what the finished articles to look like. Box nuts and bolts. Ground pins, just to make sure it doesn't blow away. Quick tip for anybody building anything like this here. We've got these wee trays. I think they're about £1.50 or £2 out of Tesco. Quite handy, wee small plastic trays. I use them all the time for different stuff, but they're just handy for holding all manner of stuff. Just get them fired in, and then you can pick out of the tray what you need. Sorry, I saw that some of the packaging was falling over the front of the phone, but just for you wondering what maybe slowed me down in that, it looked like real easy to start with, but if any of you guys can see, Just the alignment here, it's twisted slightly sideways. This little bit of pipe that they have welded on, it's not straight, and that meant that this was quite difficult to line up to get the holes in. So that happened in a couple of places, but I guess you're going to get that with something that doesn't cost too much. Just was a wee bit more of a struggle than I thought it would be. Yeah, so full points to anybody who spotted my deliberate mistake. When I was going to install these, I found that I had all these bars on the wrong way around. So I thought it was following the instructions, that's the way it looked like. It was a bit complicated, but obviously I did it wrong. But I didn't bore you with replacing it, but I had to change these all around. So this part with the bracket lined up with this. I can already see that these aren't exactly straight, so we're going to have to bend the bars a wee bit, but should be okay. But at least they're in the right position now. So it's all gone together now. Definitely, if you're building one of these, make sure, and just when you're constructing the whole thing, keep it just hand tightened to start with. Give plenty of play in what you're doing, because the quality of the workmanship isn't great. It all fits together, but you do need to push and pull a bit just to get everything lined up. And for spares, one spare of each nut washer and bolt was all there was. So I'm gonna get in the step ladder and get the couple of wee spanners and get all these nuts and bolts tightened. Okay, so there you go, that's the finished article. It's got a wee bit at the top which will do for letting out smoke. We're gonna probably put just a wee cheap fire pit in the middle here, just keep everybody warm, because it's Northern Ireland after all. Fire out a few comp chairs and stuff. We'll get some lights around it and we'll do rightly for a party. I'll send a picture of the party later on at the end of the video, which could be in about a split second if you're watching this.